Hello, Jackie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. And hi, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of Keeping Up with Customer Success. Two new faces this week as Bodhi's decided to take some time off. Not sure who approved that. So you've got me. I'm Alice. I'm based in the international team at Litera. So based in London, alongside Jackie.
Hey everyone, I'm Jackie. I'm a lead customer success manager here in our main office, Chicago. Or from home right now, I should
say. Yeah, from home for the foreseeable, I guess.
Yes.
So thanks everyone for joining today. Jackie and I are going to discuss projects and what that means for us internally, but you as a customer and how us as customer success managers really help our customers through that process and what that looks like. So I guess to start off with, we can talk about how projects come about, and that'll lead into sort of ways in which different ways we do projects and why we do them. So I guess one of the most obvious ones, and this is top of my mind as I've just come off a call this morning about this, but when we talk to our customers about product roadmaps and what that means, it sometimes opens a lot of doors and questions, I guess, around maybe potentials within our products that our customers didn't realize were there.
I'm sorry, you said projects for solutions that they don't know are there? I didn't catch that.
That they didn't know the full potential of. So when
got it. Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood that. Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of conversations recently, especially during the pandemic, about those quick win, those low-hanging fruits that our customers can grab onto. Exactly what you said. A lot of it is, hey, you have this solution available to you, but maybe you don't understand the why behind what it does, or that you don't even understand that you have it easily accessible on your desktop. It's definitely been interesting to have those types of conversations. We've been involved with a couple of CLEs, at least I've done a few. I know it's a little different for you all in the UK. But yeah, we've definitely been able to really help customers see the ROI that our solutions bring them on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess when you talk about those quick wins, one of the key projects and something that has been pretty prevalent, particularly with everybody working from home, has been the deployment of Docx Source Companion. And again, we talk about differences because I know there's quite a few differences between the international team and the US-based team in this, but particularly in the international team, we've seen a lot of our Docx Source customers really just valuing Docx Source Companion. As we made that latest update, to include the guided experience particularly, that was something that was a really quick win for them. Customers maybe used to be a little bit nervous about deploying solutions that didn't explain what the buttons were going to do before you clicked them. We took that feedback and we embedded it into Docx Source Companion. So if I just use an example, one customer, for example, has now added an extra layer to their Docx Source solutions to incorporate Docx Source Companion, so those fee earners just have those quick win buttons, those click and play for those last minute urgent documents. So that's been one of, I would say, and you mentioned, as we see working from home and we see that shift in project work, that's been particularly one of the key projects and something I've worked on with multiple customers, particularly over the last few weeks as we see this become our new norm.
Definitely.
And with that said, and I always love an excuse to plug on my Docx Tools event that we did back in July, but that was such a good opportunity to have, customers sat in the same room and we talked through Docx Tools, and that's where a lot of our Docx Tools projects came from. We had a group of customers, legacy Docx Tools customers, new Docx Tools customers, sat around a table all discussing their use cases and how they use it, and while seeing our solution engineer demonstrate how they should use it. And it really opened up a lot of gaps where a lot of customers believed they were getting the full potential out of Docx Tools, and they realized there was so much more and so many more buttons that they weren't utilizing or valuing within the firm.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you had a lot of follow-up questions from that event from customers asking, like, how do we get access to this, or what types of questions did those look like?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. We got a lot of questions about yeah, what next? I want this and I want it now.
Definitely.
And we often get that quite a lot as a customer success manager. We will share or introduce our customers to a product team or a solutions engineer, and then all of a sudden it's like, how do I get this? So yeah, that was a big question. And obviously, particularly for DocX Tools Companion and Contract Companion and those plug and play products, it's so exciting because we can send our customers straight to the customer center where they can download the latest version and access the solution fairly quickly, where there's no customization. So particularly with that event where DocX Tools Companion and utilising that was of high focus, it was really exciting to be able to tell them that was something they were going to be able to have access to almost immediately, or as and when they wanted it, really. Other follow-up questions would be around how can I add this or embed this into my current customization and makeup of DocX Tools. And I don't know if that's something you come across a lot, but as DocX Tools is so configurable, every customer has such a unique setup in a way. So it's quite often like, I want this, but will it fit into my workflow and how we currently do this within the firm?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And yeah, I think a lot of the times it's kind of what I was saying before, but it's just creating the awareness around it. They're not in the know that they have this solution available to them. And even when you do, your DocX Tools event that you did in the summer, maybe there was different enhancements or different feature requests that they were on an older version and maybe didn't have the newest version deployed, and then they saw something that would be really beneficial to them. So yeah, I think doing these virtual events are so powerful. You don't have to, it doesn't take a lot of you don't have to get anywhere, right? You're just sitting in front of your screen and watching it, but they're so powerful. And yeah, the follow-up questions that we get and the eagerness of customers wanting to be more in the know of what we're offering as a whole company, I think it's been awesome.
Yeah, that's so true. It's being in the know, and even in some cases they're like, love this, want this, how do I get this? But how can I incorporate that into what I'm currently doing? And
exactly,
big part of our role where we have to, every single firm, every single customer is different, and that's what it comes down to with these project works. We don't have a one-way process of how we do this. We really have to sit, listen to what our customers have going on, take that back and really sit back and think, how are we going to fit our project into their needs and into their timeframes as well.
Definitely.
Which is really crucial. And there was something you mentioned there, another aspect, I guess is one way of putting it, that sparked a lot of project work for me, particularly recently, is the introduction or the beginning to speak about our product retirement policy.
Definitely.
Opening, obviously, not taking place until September 2021, but we were really eager as a firm to communicate this to our customers so early on. I think we started talking about it back in July, but all my months merged together at the moment.
Yes, no, it was originally, I think, even talked about pre-COVID and then was re-talked about again. But yeah, and I think, again, it's really emphasizing the why behind it. And I keep saying that, but the reason that we want our customers to be on one of the latest versions is so they get the full effect. Our development team is consistently, adding new features and enhancements into these products. And we want our customers to be in the loop and be using the latest and greatest. And a lot of these requests that we receive actually come from our customers, which I think speaks power to it in itself. I mean, yes, we have great ideas on our end, but we want to hear from the folks that are actually using the solutions, and we want to understand from them, how can you be, or what's something that in your perfect world, if this solution could do this, what would it do? And then being able to fuel those requests down the line. So yeah, ultimately the reason behind it is because we want everyone to be on the latest and greatest and experiencing that.
And it's quite funny because often we get a lot of support cases, or we get queries and questions about a product. I don't think it's doing quite what it should be doing. A lot of the time is that, that's been fixed, that's been amended. We've innovated on that particular aspect of the solution, and that's now available in our latest version. So encouraging everybody onto the latest version. My hope is just that everybody will just be using it how they should be and how it should be working, and what our development and our product teams spend so much time and investment into making those products so seamless. And
absolutely.
I know we don't like to use the word perfect, but nearly perfect.
Quite perfect.
Quite perfect. And I've actually just come off a really exciting meeting where we were doing product roadmaps, and I don't know if you've seen this yet before, because I was told only few eyes have seen this, but as we move our products towards making it so much more seamless, so it's not even going to be a conversation anymore where how do I get DocX tools and compare to speak to each other. It's something we've been working on for a while as Litera, since we introduced Litera Desktop. I saw a version where we can see Contract Companion, DocX Tools Companion speaking to each other so seamlessly, and I'm so excited for, I'm going to say 2021 because I don't want to put any dates on that, but to see those products and that ribbon and how that's going to look.
Yeah.
So it no longer becomes a DocX Tools project or a Contract Companion project. I think by 2021 we're going to be talking just about Litera projects.
Yeah, and I think along the lines of that too, it's more workflow based instead of, you know, single pointed solutions. It's really, hey, this is how you should do this process more so, instead of, hey, you should use this one product. And I was on Litera TV last week, and I'm part of a group called the User Experience Community, which, Alice, I know that you're familiar with a little bit, but that's also something that we're really stressing in that group is we want to teach our customers and our firms more so workflows, as opposed to looking at it like these single pointed solutions that maybe don't necessarily work together, but what really want it just to be that seamless process. So maybe I don't even know the name of the product that I'm clicking on, but I want to know, or I need to know what this does and why I want to get the results that I want to get and how to get there. So I think it's really just a shift in mentality too.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I even love that when I talk to my customers about the roadmap for Change Pro and Workshare Compare and having this best of breed product. I keep getting product and product, how we're going to have that on the market. And then they're like, what's it going to be called? And I'm like, Compare, because it's just going to do it. Like it does what it is now. And I just even love that that's even that minor part of that product roadmap is just all encompassing of that vision that we're talking about. It's a workflow. You want to compare, you click the compare button. You want to proofread, it's just going to be proofreading. It's no longer going to be a piecemeal that each of our customers. And that's really exciting. And I think as we talk more about these roadmap conversations and more about how these products are going to integrate together so seamlessly, I'm excited to see what those projects are going to look like in 2021 as we move toward that even more so streamlined workflow for our customers. And it is interesting that you've touched on that, because a lot of my project work will start with the product obsolescence policy. Okay, I need to upgrade my DocX stores. Okay, like let's take a step back. What does that look like at the moment? And quite often it's sitting within numerous teams who were legacy document processors, and that's how we used to deploy the solution initially. Now it's just a completely different conversation. We have fee earners now restyling and repairing their documents themselves, proofreading the documents, so they have access now to these different ribbons and these different elements of DocX Tools Companion, because we're talking to the firms about their workflow.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like when you're having the discussions with the customers about upgrading, do you feel like they're wanting to upgrade? Do you feel like they're understanding the importance of it?
I don't know if it's me, but your audio just went out.
Oh, shoot. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I said when you're having these discussions with the firms about wanting to upgrade or needing to upgrade, I should say, do you feel like they have a good understanding of the reasoning behind it?
That's a really good question, because I think initially it comes from a push from us, whether it be a case raised with support that they didn't think a particular product was doing what it would be, or they felt like it was the right time to do it. But yeah, they didn't really understand the need behind it in a lot of cases. But the second you then speak on the phone and you then start talking about it in more detail, it then becomes an exciting project as such, as opposed to it being initially maybe a tick box. I just need to get upgraded. It becomes an actual project, and I'm excited to see it. And I guess it circles back around to what you were saying before, that they see the innovation, the work we've put into our solutions, and that makes them actually more excited to upgrade. I don't know about you, if you'd probably answer that in a similar way, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I mean, I feel like I'm repeating myself, sound like a broken record, but yeah, I think it's just really positioning it in a light that we want them to be on the latest and greatest, and we're going to help them get there, right? We're not just going to say, hey, you need to be on this version tomorrow or in a month. I mean, we feel like we're giving folks a great enough time to get this accomplished, and also we have resources here that can help with these upgrades if they're a little bit more complicated or robust. Then, you know, one solution might be a little bit more robust over another. So we definitely want to provide our customers with those materials and resources that will help them upgrade. And obviously we're always around to answer questions as well. But yeah, I feel like overall my conversations have been positive. I think just the whole transparency effect of it too is helpful.
And you know, it's quite interesting. It was a conversation that we ourselves as customer success managers, being the advocating for the firms internally, you know, I did have to really understand this myself and the reasoning behind it in order to portray this messaging that, you know, that's our role, that's what we do. And I think it was really really interesting to just get that reasoning behind it and then being able to portray that. And one customer turned to me and they went, we've always wanted to be on the latest versions of solutions. We completely, you know, we agree with everything you're saying. It was just never something that it always sort of fell down the priority list a bit. And they were actually quite grateful. We were giving them, I want to say the nudge, but I don't know if that's the right word. We were giving them that encouragement.
Informing them, right?
Yeah. Nudging them virtually, of course, to get on those latest versions. So that was really exciting to hear. And it's not feedback I mentioned, I got it from one customer, but a very similar message across the board that by encouraging them to do this project work and get them on the latest solutions, it comes back to the ROI as well. They're really going to see that more value from them as these become enterprise solutions. And they're not one product for specific people targeting one role, one department within a firm anymore. Maybe legacy, they were sort of tailored to do that ever so slightly. It's no conversation about that anymore. It comes back to what you were saying. It comes back to that workflow.
Yeah,
it's everyone's roles. How do we want everybody working? And I guess a conversation I have a lot is about geography as well. Like a lot of our customers have numbers of offices across the globe, and it's, and another project came the other day, and the customer said to me, they were like, I want every single document, no matter which office it's coming from, to have the same look and feel. And that was something they've struggled with for years. And when they realized that was something obviously we offered and we could do for them, that was a really exciting project for them. So even though we maybe have somebody working in the US, we have somebody working in London, in wherever it may be, every single document that leaves whichever office that is going to look and feel the same, which I never really thought about it from that aspect before, but I thought that was quite interesting to hear as well.
Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting.
Obviously, maybe if they have different languages, it's slightly different.
Yeah, and it is interesting too to just hear and see the different trends across the globe, even if it's the same firm, but in the different offices, the way they might do something in one office is completely different. And I think that's something too.
Tiny bit again. You're cutting
out. Audio, sorry.
Yeah.
Am I better now? I just have to be closer to this.
Yeah, you keep leaning away. I think that's fine.
Oh yeah, I'm just leaning back now.
I'm making you too relaxed.
Way too relaxed. But I think too, talking about that is, yes, offices might be doing things very differently from one another. And that's something too, is we're trying to harmonize that workflow process too across the globe. So that's some conversations I've had with some bigger AM Law 100 firms, is just what would it mean like to have a seamless workflow for you across the board? What would this mean to your end users? What would this mean to the time that they get back in their day? So just having those conversations is, I feel like, as weird of a time that we're living in right now with the pandemic and such, but I feel like these conversations are happening more and more because people are more hyper focused on, hey, what do I currently have to work with today? If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've certainly seen a shift August, September onwards of this, I think people sort of realizing this is definitely the new norm for at least another 6 more months. I know that was the headline on the news in the UK anyway, the other week. So I think from that, yeah, people were realizing these quick wins and really, really valuing every single part of the solution they currently have and what projects that can entail.
Exactly.
And I really did want to touch back on something you've mentioned before. I know it's fairly new and we are maybe in the early stages of it still, but I'm really excited about this user experience group. And I was just wondering, spoke about it on Litera TV previously, but if you could just give a quick overview of it again and what that consists of.
Yeah, so essentially the user experience community is a group of firms and customers that we've selected on our own. It's primarily a lot of Litera desktop customers, but really the why and the reasoning behind this community is to get our customers to collaborate with one another, is to kind of what I was talking about before, but is to help our customers understand the why behind the solutions. And we, from one meeting that we've had, we've only had two, as you've said, it is pretty new, but from one group meeting that we had, there was a firm in LA that talked about how they deployed Contract Companion and Docx Tools Companion, and then a contact in Chicago had reached out and said, hey, it sounds like this implementation and this deployment was so seamless for this firm. Can you connect me with that user? And those are the conversations that we want. We can sit back and preach about all this stuff, but when our customers are engaging and interacting with one another and talking about their success stories and even maybe a case study they could bring to the table, but it's really just for a collaboration. And then as a follow-up to that group, something else that we're going to be doing is called Litera Learning, which is kind of a same type of thing as Litera TV, right? But in these learning sessions, we will be focusing, yes, on specific products, which we are trying to go for more of that workflow approach. But these learning sessions will be geared towards different groups of people. So one might be for the secretaries or the word processing team, the teams that are a little bit more in the nitty gritty of the products. And then another one might be focused on the attorneys or focused for the attorneys. So we're really excited about it.
That's going to be so exciting. And it's not as a firm, and we've offered before, really. We've always done a training session and it's invite everybody, all inclusive, but really targeting specific roles and people. I think is going to be so valuable to firms. And will that training, is that open to only people part of the user experience group, or is that going to be open to everybody?
Nope. So the trainings, that's a good question. The trainings are going to be for everyone. We'll be marketing and advertising those as soon as we can, but yeah, that's open to anyone. And for the user experience group, if anyone's listening and is interested in hearing more about the group or even possibly joining the group, feel free to reach out to your CSM. They can get you more information, more details. And something to note too, all the Litera learnings, we won't be recording those. We want this to be a place where our customers can come and ask questions, have that safe space. We won't be recording any of the sessions, but we will be able to give our customers enough notice so that they can add it to their calendar and know if they want to join that certain session. So yeah, we're really excited about it. It'll hopefully be something that continues to evolve. We want feedback and we want to continue to make it better and better. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it.
I think one thing I'm really excited for is for any of our international customers that are listening, we've quite often done Docx Tools specific events over here in the UK. And quite recently, back in July, I mentioned it before, we did a Docx Tools event and it connected a lot of our EMEA customers who wouldn't have been in a room together before for obvious reasons, geographical reasons. I think these Litera learnings are going to be so exciting because we're just going to have customers from all over the globe joining, speaking to each other, interacting with each other. And I keep saying we have to keep looking at the silver linings at the moment. And I think this is going to be one of those that we look back and think, would we have done this had we not been in this situation? And it's such a critical opportunity to get all our customers speaking to each other. And you touched on it before, as much as the CSM can say, I did this with another firm and it worked really well, for a customer to hear it from other customers, I think is going to be so key.
It speaks a different story. It adds a little bit more power behind it. When they can, speak to said person and the IT team and really understand the effects and the outcome of the solutions and or the deployment. So yeah, it's definitely something we're looking forward to. And like I said, it'll continue to evolve.
And I guess looping back around to our sort of opening up and what sort of started this discussion is excited to see what what the outcomes of each of these sessions are. So although we're going to be training and empowering users, I'm really anticipating we're going to have a lot of brand new projects come from this, and people be like, I want my docx stores to do what you were showing me yesterday, and I want
definitely
the latest version. So it won't even be a case, hopefully, that we're even telling people, oh, you need to upgrade now, because they're going to want to upgrade, because they're going to be seeing it firsthand how powerful our solutions are, and what other firms are doing to utilize the solutions, particularly within given circumstances.
Definitely.
I'm excited to see what projects come out of this, I know particularly. And so, as you said, user experience group, reach out to a CSM if you want to be a part. More than happy to open up conversations. I know the whole team's prepped and ready to go.
For sure. And stay tuned for the Litera learnings.
Stay tuned. So that will be available on our website. Will that
eventually? Yeah, we don't have not all the details worked out there yet, but we should soon. Yeah.
I'm jumping the gun. I'm too excited.
Yeah, come on, Alice.
But your CSMs will definitely be in touch. Your customer success managers will be in touch with the details to join those training sessions, because we won't want you to miss it. We'll probably be joining them ourselves, knowing our team. So yeah, no, really excited. Thanks for speaking with me today. I'm
yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for your time, Alice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you too. And speak to you soon.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye, Alice.